So today I'm going to make a video that's basically one massive giant review of a ton of products that I use for either skincare or makeup or somewhere in between, just because I've either found new stuff that I've loved since I wrote my blog post. That's been my most popular blog post so far, or I've had a lot of people ask me questions, and I personally feel like I'm always trying to figure out which products are actually worth it. And I'm not talking about like going to Sephora or Nordstrom and being like, look at this $80 primer. Like, is it worth the money? I'm a millennial. Like, I don't have $80 to spend on a primer. There is one that I really would love. It has 14 karat gold pieces in it by Lore, L apostrophe capital O-R. Not exactly sure how you pronounce that. But like, there's no freaking way I'm spending $80 on a primer. So yeah, so that being said, I feel like any penny that is spent on makeup or skincare or cosmetics in any way is like really, I want to know that that penny is going to be worth it, because I tend to buy so much makeup stuff and half of it is so disappointing, or it's a different color, or it makes me break out, or the package looks different, and so I thought I was getting this, but I'm actually getting this. So I'm going to go into a huge review of that. So if you'd like to see more about face washes that I use, etc., then stay tuned. Before I truly get into filming, first of all, thank you for sticking through this like horrible film quality with me. Second of all, yes, I know the background. I'm just in my bathroom. This is not super glamorous. So you can see my massive collection of Shea moisture. That's what most of this stuff is. This one's by Alba. Well, I'll talk about those in a second. I'm not going to go too much into hair stuff, but if this video isn't too terribly long, then, or if it's really popular, then I'll make a hair video. So without further ado, we'll start with face cleansers. So since my post, I've gotten a lot of questions from my friends who are like, hey, I loved that post, but also like I don't know where to find those face cleansers. Are there ones that I can get just from in stores? So the face cleanser I talked about was Cocoa Kind, and this is their cleansing oil. I love this stuff. I use it at least once a day. Mostly I use it twice a day, and some days I'll use it even more than that, depending on the state of my skin, which you can see I'm breaking out right now. I think it's hormonal, but I also was slacking on my skincare regime, so not sure if it's just like stress or what that is. Also, I'm not having a good hair day, so judge as you will, but whatever. So without further ado, so that was my Cocoa Kind. Here's the Ultra Blend I talked about. This is the one I actually purchased. I had so much buyer's remorse after buying it, but after having it for a while, it's still like you can see, maybe you can see how little of it I have actually used. I have used it a lot, but I also have a couple of samples floating around of Ultra Blend, and I would say samples are the way to go unless you're like financially stable and making, more than enough money per year. So love me some Ultra Blend. And to go into it a little further, like there's beeswax in it, so if you use it over your whole face, then it will leave kind of a film afterwards, and I don't like that necessarily, but when I wash my face with it right before night, especially if I use it on my whole face, I feel like I can just skip the moisturizer step. So I love that. What I really, really hate about Ultra Blend is that when you use it, you're supposed to like smear it all into your skin and all over your face, and the thing is, whenever you are pulling the skin of your face, you're giving yourself wrinkles. So when you sleep on your side, that happens, you're giving yourself wrinkles. When you do your eyeliner and you pull your eye like this, you're giving yourself wrinkles. When I talk to you all animated like this, I'm giving myself wrinkles. And if this camera was better, you could see them. So I really don't like that. I feel like the whole point in removing my makeup is to help take care of my skin, and so I want my skincare to be like totally on board with me for that. So that's kind of my one thing with Ultra Blend. It will remove freaking anything you put on your face. Like I have removed everything from glitter to eyelash glue to normal powders and creams and lipstick. So that's nice, and I just swipe it on. I wash my hands really well, dry them off, swipe some Ultra Blend on whatever area I'm using, and then use cotton pads like these. These are the ones I'm using right now. So that's awesome. But yeah, it's pretty expensive for what it is. So everyone's been asking me, like, what else do I use? So I love Shea Moisture. So here is one that is really good. This one is the organic raw shea butter soap with frankincense and myrrh. And this one's supposedly an anti-aging face and body bar. I'm not really into the anti-aging yet. I'm into the like preventing of the aging, right? So I like this one. It's unopened, so that's why I'm going to show it to you. The shea, like this color and this scent is really good for sensitive skin, for dry skin. And my skin is combination skin, so sometimes it's like oily, and other times it's like I'm dry, like the Sahara, like give me moisture. And other times it's like I'm allergic to stuff. I don't feel it today. And today is definitely like a kind of allergic day. Like my skin, when I put on my makeup and stuff this morning, was like, ooh, I'm not having it. So I think it's just stress because I just moved last weekend. So that being said, if you have oily skin, you can use this, but it will be more effective for you to use their African black soap problem something bar. It's just like this, except it's black. This is also the smaller bar, so it's inexpensive. You can get them at Target, you can get them online, you can get them at drugstores like Walgreens. I actually got this one at Ross, and so I don't know if you can see, but I got it for $2.49, and the comparable value is $3.99 listed right underneath there. I love to go to Ross, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, places like that, and I'll just kind of stock my favorite brands and products and see what they get. So I saved over $1 on this one, and I'm going to use it. So love me some Shea Moisture. And just to like take a really quick minute, I'm going to talk a lot about bunches of different kinds of products. And just so you guys know, I'm not sponsored by anyone because I barely even have a YouTube channel, and I'm just a girl living in a small town in Texas. Former city girl living in a small town in Texas. So like, whew, the adventures are about to come, let me tell you. But yeah, I'm not sponsored by anyone, but I really love this brand. I've had a lot of success with their hair products, their skin products. They don't use a bunch of that like fake crap that everybody else is using, and it's so gentle. But one of my favorite things in addition to that is that their story is really beautiful, and you can read it. All of their products say our story, but they also donate a portion of their proceeds or just like a random donation, whatever. They support women's education. I believe in Africa and Europe. So I am all about that. That is so wonderful. And anytime a company does something like that where they're benefiting the greater good, I have no problem promoting the heck out of them. So that brings me back to Ultra Bland and Lush. There are lots of Lush products that I like. Some of them I'm like, this shit's overrated. Like, why am I going to spend $30 for like something that coconut oil can do for free? But they do a lot of, no cruelty for animals, no animal testing. They even go so far as to make sure that the farms that they buy their products from and everywhere where they get their different ingredients from doesn't test on animals. And they donate to a lot of really good causes. So is it overpriced? Yes. Are some of their products complete crap that just smell really good that you're like, okay, here's my money, take it? Yes. But that's why I'm going to give you the review so that you guys can support them and also know which ones are actually the products that are worthwhile. Because some of these things, like people talk about these products like they're the holy grail, and I use them and I'm like, well, I still look like me. I'm still using like 8,000 products to get my skin where I need it to be. Which leads me to my next face wash. So this is one of my favorites. I've been using this for like 4 years. I use it once or twice a week / whenever I remember it, whenever I feel like it. So it's yes to grapefruit, correct and repair, daily facial scrub, yes to lemon balm for a boost of radiance, and grapefruit for exfoliating bliss. Cool, I'm all about exfoliating. It's also paraben free. So that little thing right there, that's actually really important. Paraben is terrible for your skin and your hair, and like that's some of the fake crap I'm talking about. Now, if they were free of a ton of stuff, it would probably say more, but also on the back says it's free of petroleum and SLS. What else does it say that's useful? I don't know what most of these ingredients are, but it does have glycerin, which is good because it's slightly moisturizing for the skin. It's also hard to find that in soap because people were abusing soap that had glycerin in it and using it to make like homemade balms. Fun fact. But yeah, I really like this one. And the beads in it are really, Okay, well, there's some that's spilled out. I don't know if you can really tell. The beads in it are really small, and so I feel like whenever I have dead skin, I especially get dead skin like in this area, but occasionally I'll get it right here, and I think it's just from dryness. And so I'll just use some of that, cha-cha-cha. I avoid my eye area. I avoid my nostril area, unless I have like a spot, in which case I'll, whatever. And then I just kind of use it from like here to here. I don't really use it on my neck or anything. And it really does its job. It exfoliates. It really does brighten my skin a little bit. A word to women of color / anyone who can actually tan, just so you know, anything with lemon in it will lighten your skin a little bit. It will lighten your hair as well. So make sure that your hair is up, and also if you are trying to balance out your skin, if you have like discoloration, or if you like your tan, then just kind of be careful. There are other scrubs out there, and I'm going to talk about 2 more that I have feelings about. So just like if you're a woman of color, I would be a little careful. Definitely try it out on like your wrist or something first before you commit to wearing it on your face, because I don't know what that would do for a woman of color. I have barely any pigment in my skin, and the pigment I have is like pink, red, and it almost clashes with my hair. So I'm totally cool with like brightening up my skin. Also, for those of you with dry skin, lemon can be a little bit drying because it's an acid. So that's why I only use it like once or twice a week. Plus, you really don't need to exfoliate every single day. That's almost like, that's too much. So it's, I forget what it's called. It's like gentle trauma or like purposeful trauma or something. And you're supposed to be able to use that to help your skin. So if you don't have a lot of like acne healing and stuff like that, then don't bother. If you do have acne healing, the lemon's really nice because it'll kind of suck out the redness from your like acne scarring and like the acne that's healing and popping up and stuff. So yes to grapefruit. Sam says yes for sure. So I love that one. Just recently I picked this up. Literally this week I picked this up. It's the Shea Moisture African Black Soap Problem Skin Facial Wash and Scrub. And so I thought, okay, like with me breaking out, and my husband has oily skin, so he can always steal some of this stuff, and we're all gonna have those moments where like we're breaking out and our skin just like hates us and is like, you gotta pay for something, bitch. So I picked this up. I used it. I've only used it once so far. I used it yesterday, and I was wearing a full face of makeup, foundation, and eye makeup. And I just jumped in the shower, didn't wash my face first, and I used this, and it felt amazing. It smells pretty good. It smells like, I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like baby powder, but also kind of fresh. So yeah, it smells very clean. I like it. Oh, and this one smells amazing too. Ultra Bland smells like nothing, and this one just smells kind of sweet, like Shea, very comforting. So back to this one. I love the beads in it. Those are my favorite part because the beads are, I believe they're actually African black soap. And so they're very gentle, and I feel like they're large enough. So they did exfoliate my skin. But I feel like this is more of a treatment than a soap. And I feel like it's marketed as a face wash and scrub. So I was expecting it to be a soap. So I was disappointed in that. But I did like how it felt, on my face. So I will be using it again. It has directions on the bottle, and be sure to actually follow the directions on these things. It's worth reading. It's worth getting to know what you're putting on your body, because nobody else cares about your body as much as you do. So don't fall prey to marketing tricks. Anyway, so read the directions. Yeah, I think that this one would be best to use as a treatment. So I would wash my face. I would remove my makeup, wash my face, and then use this, and I would do that a couple times a week. It did feel really gentle and moisturizing, so if you have combination skin, if you have acne, if you have breakouts of any kind, use this as much as you want. I feel. I'm not a scientist, I'm not an esthetician, like I'm not even a real makeup artist, but I felt like it was gentle enough that I could potentially use it as much as I wanted. So love this one. And again, you can get Shea Moisture at the drugstore, online, on Amazon, at Target. So then the next one, this is the St. Ives, let's see, Fresh Skin Apricot Scrub. They also have a charcoal scrub, which might be better if you have like a lot of oily skin or a lot of acne. Again, I have combination. So it says it's sulfate-free and paraben-free. I'm about that. Oh, and Shea Moisture is free of all the junk as well. Like I'll go into it later, but they don't have any of that crap in there. And there is no alcohol within the first 5 ingredients. So that's something I should probably talk about. And it says it's hypoallergenic and non-comedogenic and dermatologist tested. So hard to talk on camera. So hypoallergenic means that even people with really, really sensitive skin can use it, and it shouldn't make you break out. There are people who are allergic to different kinds of metals. They can't wear certain jewelry, right? So if you're having some skin issues, which I feel like everyone's always having some skin issues, or we're just in between skin issues, or we're covering it up with makeup or tans or facial hair or something. So if you're having some sort of weird mystery thing, you probably should switch over to some hypoallergenic products and or baby products, because those will be gentle enough that it won't irritate anything that's going on. So I like this stuff. The little exfoliant stuff in here, like the little scrubbies, is really hard. So I don't like using this on my face. It's too much, but I know a ton of people love it for their face and have had a lot of success. And I love this stuff. I use it on my body, and I'll use it either like once a week or every other week, or I get these patches on my ankles that get like really dry, and I don't know if it's from like my sandals or not, so I'll use it on those. So you could use it on like your knees, and it smells awesome. It smells like fresh apricots, but not overpowering. So if you don't like the smell of apricots, buy a different flavor. Yeah, this is awesome, and I feel like it does what it's supposed to, which is deeply exfoliate, so it does bring stuff out. And just so you know, exfoliation will help you get rid of the dead skin that's on top. So for example, when you have acne and it's healing, like after you've popped it, or if you just let it do its thing, you often get like the kind of little scab, and then there's like the crusty little dry skin bits that aren't fully dead yet, but like part of that piece of skin is dead yet. And the more you pick at it, the worse it gets. So exfoliating helps get rid of that stuff. And it also is supposedly, I feel like most brands say they're exfoliating and then they don't actually do this, but exfoliating is also supposed to help clear out your pores. So a deep exfoliant is going to pull out the stuff in there. So anytime you're changing that kind of thing up, just know that you're going to be breaking out. So I used to, in high school, early college, middle school, I would try a new product. It would be for acne, because especially like through puberty, my skin was like, now I'm oily and I hate you. And then I'd go through like a 6-month period of being like, oh, Sam, how do you have such beautiful skin? And I'd be like, I know. People would be like, you have your mom's skin. Thank you. And then I'd go through a period where it was like a little like line of acne, and like this was just one giant thing of acne, and there was acne, and there was acne, and then like there was acne, and I was just like, ah. So anyway, all of that to say, I would try these products, and then I would be breaking out even more after I used them. So I'd be like, oh, I'm done. This is over. I don't know why everyone loves you. Like, you've betrayed me. But actually, they're wonderful. Like, they're supposed to do that, because your skin is probably full of crap, especially if you haven't been taking care of it, especially if you haven't been using products that are good for you, especially if you're a human being living on the face of the planet. So when you're exfoliating, when you're deep cleansing, when you're trying all this stuff, when you're using toner, just know that you might break out a lot. I did when I first switched over to the skin routine I talk about in my blog post. I think it was like 2 weeks that my skin was just like random breakouts all the time. And then there were some texture things that happened. I either had like weird dry patches that were slightly scaly, or I had like weird oiliness, and all of that balanced out. Probably within the first 2 months, but then over the last couple months, it's been really great. So now when I have breakouts, I'm like, okay, either I was touching my face a lot, I wasn't sticking to my skincare regime, I was being lazy, and that's what you get when you're lazy, or I'm stressed out and I have hormones, and it's that time of the month, or things have been really hard and now I'm breaking out. So that's about exfoliant. Also, the term non-comedogenic, I want to talk about that really quickly. Non-comedogenic means, I don't think I'll be able to read this, but I'll try. Non-comedogenic means, there you go, right there, that last one, that it won't make your skin break out. There's nothing in there that's going to cause your skin directly to have acne. So that's kind of nice. It's also tricky with makeup, because makeup often makes our skin break out. Like, think about it. If you're putting something on your skin, here's your little pore, you put something on top of it, right? Like, here's my pore, and then I put makeup on top of it. Here's the makeup, okay? And then I guess I should do this. Here's my pore, and then I put makeup on top of it, And then throughout my day, you know, there's like some wind, and then like I'm leaning on my hand throughout the day, and then like, oh, guess what? There's makeup in my pore. So even though it's non-comedogenic, like it's still some little atoms and particles getting into your pore. So you gotta deep cleanse it out. Anyway, so that's that for skin cleansers. I've also been looking for a makeup towel, like a face wipe that doesn't have dimethicone in it. And I was so excited because this one by Wet n Wild that I found at the grocery store, it had, or I'm sorry, at Walgreens, it was like $2 or $3, like very affordable. And it's by Wet n Wild, so of course it's in like the back, like only preteens use Wet n Wild, right? And then it was on the bottom, and I was like, wait, what is this? Because I love Wet n Wild. Like anything that's affordable, I'm like, yes. Then I feel extra good because I'm like, I have awesome products and I'm happy with them, and I only spent $8. Like, right? I don't understand this whole thing that's like, hey, I spent like $60 on this eyeshadow. Like, I'm the coolest. Oh my God. Yes. It's like, bitch, you're not your stuff. Like, how materialistic is that? What are you teaching yourself and your friends? And anyway, so to keep myself from that rant, these I think will be awesome. I haven't gotten to try them yet though, because there's a huge tear that I didn't realize before I got home. But the ingredients have aloe and chamomile and cucumber and things that sound very calming. And then there is citric acid, there is alcohol, but it's one of the last ingredients. So normally for products and their ingredients list, the first couple are the ones that are the strongest. So you'll often see water, just because water is the majority of what we're paying for. It's like used in everything. And then whatever you see within those like first 5 to 8 ingredients, those are going to be the strongest. So I try not to use things with dimethicone or anything ending in cone like silicone. And I try not to use anything with paraben, anything like that in the first 5 ingredients, just because I break out. So anyway, so I haven't tried those makeup wipes yet. Hopefully they're cool. If any of you try them, let me know. I will be returning them to the store and buying a new one, and then I'll update you guys later. Moving on to makeup. Gentlemen, you are welcome to stay. This may be the point where I lose you. But also, I have no problem with guys wearing makeup, so if that's what you're into, whatever. And if you're a girl who's like, men who wear makeup, like, that's fine too. I'm not going to talk about it that much in this video. So okay, here's the primer that I use. This is Primetime Foundation Primer by Bare Minerals, and so it's called Bare Vitamins. I used to love this stuff, and I used to wear it all the time. My favorite thing to do was just take a pump of this, put it on my face. I would have no pores, no shine, and then go out. I did that a lot when I was dating, and I didn't have a lot of time to get ready for my date. I would just smack some of that on, and it like feels really smooth, and it feels really awesome. There's no scent, but guess what? One of the first 5 ingredients are dimethicone, so I think that might be why I'm breaking out. Most primers have dimethicone. I haven't found one yet that doesn't have any dimethicone or fake crap that I've liked, but I also don't wear enough foundation to make it worth my while to spend money on trying different primers. So if you guys have an awesome kind of like pro hippie primer that's really good for your skin that doesn't make you help out, if it doesn't make you break out, not help out, then please let me know, because I would love to find one. And eventually, when money is not as tight, I will pick it up. But yeah, I think this bottle's really old. I think what I did is I poured my new one into this one. I don't remember what happened to the old one. I think something happened with like this part, like it broke, which was totally my fault. But anyway, yeah, love this stuff as a makeup person, hate this stuff as a skincare person. So if your skin is like invincible and you happen to be like related to Luke Cage or something, then cool, wear it and don't break out. But for the rest of us, like, awesome, my foundation has stayed on, and now I'm going to need a fuck ton more foundation because I'm breaking out like crazy. So, rant over. Okay, so every day I try and wear sunscreen, and I mentioned some of these. Oh, crap. Okay, before I go into sunscreen, I meant to bring up this one. So this is by Garnier, and I will probably go on a tangent about Garnier soon. This video is already pretty long. So I love this product. I read about it in an article I posted on Facebook a couple days ago. I had to go to Walgreens anyway. I picked up some of this stuff. And this is awesome. I got the waterproof one just because I didn't see a big difference between this one and the one that's not for waterproof makeup. And I do have a mascara that's waterproof and a couple of things, eyelash glue, glitter glue, that type of thing that won't come off very well. So I've only used this a couple of times, but I love it. The only thing is you really have to shake it up. I keep forgetting to shake it up and then being like, why is it all weird and oily? Oh, it's not shaken up all the way. But I love this stuff because you don't have to drag your skin or like you have to do with the Ultra Blend, sorry, this is not Ultra Balm, totally different. I have not had enough coffee yet, okay? And it's already 1:30. So I love this stuff because you can just put it on a cotton pad or whatever you're going to use, put it on the area, and it kind of melts off. So I typically wear a ton of mascara. Like, I either wear a lot of makeup, like this is full face makeup, I'm wearing a ton. And it's lots of like bright colors, mini coats of mascara, mini coats of lipstick throughout the day, that kind of thing. Or I like throw on a coat of mascara, do my lipstick in the car, and am done. Half the time I look like a lesbian or a homeless yoga instructor or something like that. But days like this when I'm like pseudo drag cleaning it up, and this is not even crazy makeup for me. Like this, I would wear this to work. I'm not super happy with my eyeshadow, the way that it blended, but I don't know where my favorite brush is for it since I moved. So hopefully I'll be finding that. But yeah, so love this stuff. To go into it a little more deeply, you don't need a whole lot. I just put some in the middle of my cotton pad, use it to wipe off my face, or like I'll kind of let it sit on my eyes for mascara and eyeliner, and it melts off. And then for the next one, I do the same thing until the makeup's gone. It's so awesome. So this helps clean up the stuff that either my other products don't get or that just don't really come off with most makeup removers. So I'm loving this. I feel like for the price, I think it was $8, it's very worth it. As you can see, I've only used up a teensy bit, and I've used it for 3 days on my whole face. 2 days on my whole face, 1 day on just my eyes. This stuff is amazing. So, and also like, I don't know what these things are in the ingredients, which always scares me. But the first one's water and there's no dimethicone. So, I'm loving that. So sorry, that's my, my new cleanser thing I was going to tell you guys about. Yeah, so now let's talk about sunscreen. So I clearly am like paler than this wall back here. Like, oh, where did Sam go? I can't even see her. So I have to wear sunscreen all the time. Both of my parents have had skin cancer, and it runs in my family way, way back. And then also redheads are at a higher chance of getting skin cancer. So that being said, I have been told by every doctor that I need to wear sunscreen every single day. Like living in Texas and having such fair skin is not a good recipe. And when your OBGYN tells you like, hey, by the way, you wear sunscreen every day, right? Because you're at risk for skin cancer, like a really high risk for skin cancer, then you know it's bad and you start listening. So if you have fair skin, you definitely need to wear sunscreen every day. But also, I feel like everyone should be wearing sunscreen. I mean, there's this common misconception that people who are really dark skinned don't get sunburn or don't have the negative effects of sun rays, especially as our ozone layer keeps, melting away and becoming almost worthless in certain areas especially. And so there's this like idea that like black people or really dark skinned people don't have those aging problems. I will say black people age better than anybody else I've seen on the planet. I'm sorry if that is racist. If it is, please let me know so I can like learn something and improve and apologize. But also like, damn, I'm always wrong when I guess an older black lady's age. I'm like, so you're like 30? And she's like, I'm 62, but thanks. And I'm like, what do you use? What products do you use? And she's just like, just what my mama gave me. Like, and I'm like, oh, I'm so jealous. Anyway, so that little rant over. If you are a human being and if you ever go outside or if you ever sit near a window, you need to be wearing sunscreen, okay? Photoaging, aka when the sun comes down and like gets into our skin and gives us wrinkles, is bad and makes us all look awful. And you know what? 20 years from now, we're all going to be buying like Botox and the, venomy lip glosses that blow your lips up and, getting all of these products that are supposed to be anti-aging. And even millennials, we spend a crap ton of money on anti-aging products. Well, you know what you need to be doing if you're worried about aging? Wear sunscreen. Just wear sunscreen. It's so simple. It's so easy. And yeah, I will admit, like for a while, I was really annoyed, had a hard time finding sunscreen. And with my, again, my like slightly sensitive skin, sometimes it's super sensitive, sometimes it's not. I have no idea why. I went through a ton of sunscreens that either broke me out in pimples and blackheads and made my skin oily, or there were just sunscreens that made my skin really shiny, or so I looked like I hadn't washed my face, right? Or I would have like a burning sensation in some of my like thinner areas of skin, so, like my forehead would feel like it was burning, my eyes, anywhere. I remember it was like sometimes my cheeks would burn, and I was kind of sensitive. So without further ado on that one, I'm going to talk to you guys about some of my sunscreens. And even if you have like the bronziest tan ever and you're like, oh my god, I love my skin, please keep watching because you need to learn about sunscreen and you need to be wearing at least SPF 15 every day. Now, if you're living close to the equator, I would wear higher than that. If you're very, very tan, I would say if you're like a medium tan to like as black as night, I would wear SPF 20 or 30 every single day if you're living close to the equator. If you're living a little further north, like Colorado or France or Canada, then go ahead and wear like just SPF 15, especially if you're not spending a ton of time outside. Just give your skin some protection. I mean, the worst thing that's going to happen is that you're going to have better skin than everyone else in like 20 years. Everyone else is going to be hitting menopause at the same time as you, and you're going to be like, I know, I still look like I'm of childbearing age. So that being said, my favorite sunscreen right now has been Tarte Guard 30 by Tarte. It smells so good. It smells like vanilla. It's really easy to rub in. It doesn't make me very shiny, which is awesome. So if you have oily skin or combination skin, I really recommend this. And also Tarte doesn't use animals for testing. They're cruelty-free. They're kind of like the hippie cosmetic brand. I got this one at Sephora. You can also get it at Ulta. You can get it online at either of their websites, and you can get it at, I think, Nordstrom. There's somewhere else that carries it. Anyway, so where are the ingredients? Oh, it's not on here because I got rid of the box. But yeah, I love this. I love that the bottle is purple. Like with my makeup routine stuff, it's like I look at this and it's just like, good morning, put on your sunscreen, don't forget. So I love that. Such a cute little bottle, but also it's really expensive. I don't remember the price, but I want to say it was like $50, $40, $60, something like that. And at the time I was working, I was earning some okay money. I wasn't spending a lot on like going out or anything other than food because I love food. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to like do it. I saw a bunch of reviews over the last year, especially about how much everyone loves this Tarte Guard 30 SPF 30 broad spectrum sunscreen. And so I was like, like I'm going to have to get it. And then Carly Mybelle switched to vegan makeup or like cruelty-free products only. And she talked in one of her reviews about how much she loves this stuff. And so that was it. Like when Carly Mybelle recommends something, I'm just like, okay, take my money. It's okay. I'll just be homeless and like, declare bankruptcy for my student loans. But as far as the makeup is concerned, Carly Mybelle said this is awesome. I'm going to go buy it. So I got this. Love it, love it, love it. It's lasted me a long time. It also got me through summer, which summer in Texas equals like needing a shit ton of skincare, okay, and like sun protection. So I like it, but it's also probably way more expensive than I can afford again anytime soon, especially on a product I'm going to use every single day. Now, there's, different strategies for money as far as makeup's concerned, but I don't know. I like to have, for my expensive products, I like for it to be, like a special little thing. So I'm glad that I've used this one every day, but I'm also like, what's going to happen when I'm out of it and I need another one? So I've been exploring. So I'm going to talk about products I like and don't like, just because I wish that more people warned me about things like, hey, I hate that one, don't buy it, right? So I was at Walgreens and I'm looking at Walgreens or the grocery store, whatever. So I'm at the store and it's like drugstore quality stuff, and I'm trying to find a new sunscreen for my face, and I see this one. And he smiles at me from across the bar. And I'm like, hi, come here. So I read the label right. Daily facial moisturizer with sunscreen of SPF 50 plus. Yes! Like, girl, we are talking. Okay, so I'm like, oh, I like your giant 50 plus biceps. Like, how are you doing, right? Then it says, for all skin types, non-comedogenic, non-irritating, fragrance-free, recommended by Good Housekeeping, Galderma, so, oh my god, and then everybody loves Cetaphil for babies and for sensitive skin and like everybody on the planet, right? So I was like, do you want to come home with me? And so Cetaphil Daily Moisturizer 50 SPF Plus was like, yeah, I'll come home with you. You want a drink? And I was like, no, we can just go straight to my place. So this was like a really bad hookup because I woke up the next morning, pulled this out, and was so excited. I almost opened it, you can see. And I was like, hey. And as I'm like flipping over the back, I'm realizing, or I think I did open it because my first reaction is, why is it so small? Like, look at this huge box, and then look at this tiny little thing. What? So anyway, dimethicone is one of their first ingredients, and I don't know why I didn't read that at the store, but that's not the thing that pissed me off. The thing that pissed me off is, because I feel like for sunscreen, like, I will wear dimethicone if I have to. I would rather have some breakouts and acne than die of skin cancer, look 20 years older than I am, and just basically fry in the sun. So I'm reading the back, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So it has like your typical sunscreen ingredients, helps prevent sunburn is the uses. So I'm like, oh, okay. It doesn't say anything about like preventing aging or skin cancer. That's weird, but prevent sunburn, cool. I'm about that life. And then I'm reading the warnings. And the warnings say skin cancer / skin aging alert. Spending time in the sun increases your risk of skin cancer and early aging. Yeah, no shit. This product has been shown to help prevent sunburn, not in bold, not as in bold, okay? Skin cancer or early skin aging. Oh my god. Yeah. That's like waking up from a good hookup and being like, wait, the sex wasn't good, we were just drunk, and you're not even handsome. Get out! So I'm returning this one to the store. I'm not supporting hookup culture, right? Just, I felt like this was my bad hookup. Like, this was so disappointing. And it wasn't that good of a price. It was, I want to say like 14, maybe it was only 10. So anyways, I'm like bummed. So I checked out the other sunscreen that I bought really recently, which is this one. It's Baby Organics, like baby organics, but without one of the vowels. And so it says water resistant, 50 plus SPF, like, girl, now we're talking. Tear-free, mineral-based sunscreen spray, broad spectrum SPF 50 plus. So this doesn't say broad spectrum. That's a big thing. Broad spectrum means buy me. If it doesn't say broad spectrum, it means keep moving on, girl. Keep moving on. Don't fall prey, okay? You deserve better, queen. Don't let it buy you a drink. And then it says UVA and UVB protection, water resistant for 80 minutes, non-allergenic. So I'm like, get in my bag. Like, get in my shopping cart. We're out of here, baby. Let's go. And then I read no PABA, phthalates, parabens, fragrances, or nanoparticles, plus Neo-Nourish natural seed oil blend. Be still my heart. Oh my god. So I'm like in love, right? And I read the back, and all of it sounds good. It does help prevent sunburn as well as skin cancer and aging, I'm sure, but it's for babies. So because it's for babies, it's going to be formulated really gently. So I like using baby products for anything near my face. I know that might strike some people as weird, and I've definitely been made fun of by lots of friends about it. But baby products are awesome for a reason, and a lot of baby products are expensive in general. That's because other shit will ruin your baby. So yeah, this doesn't have any of the stuff I hate in it. The first couple of ingredients are water, capric, triglyceride, glycerin, aloe, blah blah leaf juice, copolymer, and then a bunch of things that like I can barely pronounce. Alcohol isn't in the first 5 ingredients, so it's not going to be as drying because there isn't predominantly a lot of alcohol. It's awesome. So you shake it up, and it has 2 lids, which I don't know why, but I find that so charming. So you take off your 2 lids and you spray it, and here's a teeny tiny little bit. It usually comes out as way more than that, but I only gave it a wee bit of a squirt, and then rub it in. So it will kind of make you look a little white if you put it on too thick, but it feels very moisturizing. It does smell like sunscreen, but it doesn't smell as strong as most sunscreen does. So if you're really adverse to sunscreen smell, buy the Tarte stuff. If you can't afford that, give this a try, because it smells like sunscreen, but it also smells just kind of like skin product. It doesn't necessarily smell super sunscreeny. So I'm loving that one. So I'm putting it on my face and on my body, and I'm mostly doing that on days where I'm not wearing any kind of makeup or anything like that. Excuse my bra strap. It's probably going to come out again and join the party later. So I love that stuff. And then I want to talk to you. Here's my mini one, and I don't know where the lid is. Where did all my lids go? Like, I think that what happens is I get ready in the morning, And I'm like, I'm gonna be late. I just want to apply 8 million layers of lipstick. I have work to go to. And then my cats are like, ooh, what's this cap on the floor? I'm gonna play with this, right? So I think that's what happens. But this is the Josie Maran Argan Daily Moisturizer SPF 47 with natural broad spectrum SPF 47 and Sun Boost ATV. Girl, let's talk. I freaking love this stuff. I was recommended it by another redhead. There's a bigger bottle, but I didn't bother pulling mine out. So this one's tiny. The normal bottle is like much bigger. And I've already used up one of these and 2 of the big bottles because I would literally wear it every day. It's so moisturizing. I would be careful if you don't wear makeup and if you are someone who has shiny skin or oily skin because the argan oil in it and Josie Maran products in general are kind of shiny. So this sunscreen does have that kind of like light reflecting thing going on that a lot of sunscreens have. I love, love, love this stuff. It smells good. It's so amazing for my skin, but you know what? It has a lot of dimethicone in it and it's expensive. So I'm going to use up the stuff that I have. What I like about this is that it will last for ages. So a couple months ago, I went to a festival after work and I wasn't planning on going. I went by myself and I put this on in the morning, right? So I worked all morning and then I think I worked all day actually. So I was in the sun as I drove to work. I was in the sun through one of the windows in one of our conference rooms. I was in the sun as I drove home and then I went to this festival. Have not reapplied any kind of this stuff, right? And I was out in the sun for like an hour and I didn't get a sunburn at all. So like this is the real deal as far as sun protection. But I really don't like the dimethicones. I'm going to stop wearing it on, I've stopped wearing it already on a daily basis, which makes me really sad. I love Josie Maran, and again, she's one of those people who, like, her brand is really good, and I know that whatever I'm getting is worth the money because she's so awesome, but yeah, it's too expensive to be breaking out. So, those are my honest opinions about that. Okay, and then as far as skincare, so I went through a phase. I'm so bad when I get my paycheck because I'm like, ooh, I have so much money now. I'm basically rich. Like, yeah. And it's the worst thing. So I have some things that I've splurged on. So don't be like me unless you have a ton of money, in which case you are nothing like me to begin with. I'm going to open a store because it's really hot in here. These lights are so hot. We might have a cat sighting as well. And ignore the mess. Again, we just moved. But yeah, so I spent a bunch of money. I went to Sephora and I was like, I need sun protection, okay? And again, Carly by Belle had said that she really liked some products by Supergoop, so I went and I tried them. So the first one I got was the finishing spray that she talks about in her video, and it's like SPF 50 plus, and it's awesome, and I got the little one. It has rosemary in it, and it wasn't that expensive because it was just the trial size. Well, first of all, I used it up in like 2 weeks, and second of all, when you spray it on, first of all, it didn't help me keep on my, sorry, I just said first of all like 8 times. It didn't help me keep my makeup on. It wasn't like a finishing spray. However, I live in Central Texas, so it's humid. Obviously, my ancestors are not from anywhere close to this equator, so I sweat really easily. I sweat a lot. So I don't know if it's just that I have a hard time with setting sprays in general, or if this one is not actually useful. The smell was okay. I'm not huge on rosemary, but it almost smelled kind of minty. And then the thing I didn't like about it was wherever I'd spray it, and I don't know, maybe I wasn't spraying from quite far away enough, but I felt like if I sprayed from 6 inches or farther, then it wasn't really like getting on my skin, like I wasn't getting any coverage. So where I would spray it, I'd do a little closer like this, right, which is like really freaking close. But it would be really sticky, and then it would make my skin tacky. So I will not be purchasing that again. I give it a thumbs down. Sorry, Supergoop. Moving on to my next Supergoop product. So this is the Supergoop Shine On Lip Screen with grape polyphenols. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. With broad spectrum sunscreen SPF 50. Girl! Get it. Now I spent way too much money on this. I don't remember how much it was. It was like $20 or something. So here's the applicator. Mine I bent, so I'm not really happy about that because I did this the first day. So this wasn't like, oh, I've been using it so long, right? But it's just clear, and it doesn't smell, and it's super shiny. You can't tell because I barely put on any, and the lights in here are great, but like, you know, this camera is bullshit. So I like this. I would say for someone who's going to spend a lot of time in the sun, or who has very fair skin like me, or has money. Anyway, if you're going to spend a ton of time in the sun, this is worth it because it is SPF 50 plus for your lips. So I love that. And, lip gloss, you can just like apply, and reapply all day. Like my new hobby is reapplying my lip gloss. So I vote yes on this stuff. I love it. As far as a makeup product, it just kind of feels like a clear lip gloss. Kind of plasticky, but not like too sticky. So I really like it. And like the shine on this is comparable to the Mentha lip glosses from Bath and Body Works. Yeah, I don't remember what their actual name is. It's something like, it's 2 letters with, it's like LP, yada da, and they're awesome. They're clearly like the shiniest lip glosses on the planet. And so this one is super, super shiny, almost as shiny as those, like this much, not as shiny, but basically there. So I love this. Oh, I just heard a noise and I didn't realize our window's open. So I was like, somebody's breaking in. What's going on? It's actually fine. Okay, so I love that stuff. And then another product I really like by Supergoop is the Daily Correct CC Cream with omega-3 and omega-6, broad spectrum sunscreen SPF 40, PA+++, mineral UV protection, covers imperfections, evens complexion, prevents future photo aging. Cruelty-free, it's got the cruelty-free bunny. This bunny, by the way, means that they don't test on animals. I don't believe in testing on animals just because there are things that I think are worth a really high cost, like somebody suffering. And I don't think that cosmetics and skincare are one of those things. I don't think that it's fair for an animal or lots of animals to suffer just so I can get something that's going to be fake and make my skin look pretty. I don't think that's fair. I don't think their suffering is worth it. So I don't know if I'm explaining that point very well. And if you disagree, like, do y'all thing, girl, it's fine. But that's just kind of how I personally feel. So anyway, I love this stuff. You have to apply it with a sponge or else you get really bad creases. I've had this for 2 years and it still works awesome. The SPF is amazing. It does prevent photo aging. I wish I still had the little box so I could read it to you and be like, see how awesome this is? But again, it's really expensive. So if you want, you can just wear like this sunscreen or one of the other sunscreens I talked about and then put your foundation on over it. I like this because it is pigmented, but it's still really light. So that's what I'm actually wearing right now. It does do the sun care thing. And then like I just kind of, blend it in, whatever. And you can still see my freckles. And you can still see the pink in my cheeks. So like here you can still see my veins a little bit. It just gives me kind of a soft texture and it takes away the oily look, but I still look very fresh. So I really like this. If you do have super, super sensitive skin, I would be careful. When my skin is more dry, it feels a little burny. So I didn't put any burny, not like Sanders, but I didn't put any moisturizer on this morning in this area right now, or earlier today. It was kind of not really burning, but it was uncomfortable. So I should have put on a moisturizer. That being said, I love this stuff. I don't remember how expensive it is. I got it as a gift. My grandma was buying me some makeup products, and I was like, I've been dying to try that one, so I grabbed this. And it's pretty much the only foundation I wear. I don't know if it's non-comedogenic. Oh, it is. Okay, it's non-comedogenic, non-irritating, and allergy-free. And then it talks about like different stuff. I use way more than a pea-sized amount, by the way. But yeah, so color correct CC creams are going to help if you have any like blotchy skin or strange patches. So what I like about this one is even if I don't wear concealer, like it's still helping to cover up my acne a little bit, so it's not as noticeable. So if I'm in a hurry, I can throw this on. I have sun protection. My acne isn't as noticeable. My skin tone looks even. I look bright and awake because you can't really see my under eye circles quite as badly. Unfortunately, my allergies still make it puffy, but it does everything. But you can still see my freckles. You can still see that I have some color. It's really easy to blend into my neck. Even if I don't go all the way down, if I just stop here, it looks almost exactly the same as my skin. So I love this stuff. But again, if you're finding something that's at a cheaper price, you don't have the budget for crazy amounts of makeup, just go ahead and wear a less expensive sunscreen. This was very affordable. It's also huge. So I'm expecting this to last me at least 2 years. And I'm talking like putting on sunscreen, chest, arms, face every day. So love that stuff. Love this stuff. And then another skin product that I wear to protect my skin from the sun This is from Shiseido. I believe it's Japanese. It's a brand from somewhere in Asia, and they only came over to the US a couple years ago. And we're really lucky that we're part of their market. So sun protection eye cream, broad spectrum, SPF 34, and so the sunscreen is 34. So I actually have some of this on. Oh no, that was yesterday. Never mind. I wear this a lot. And at first I was like, okay, I don't understand why this isn't for my whole face. I don't understand why it's just for my eye area. Now I get it. After several months and like giving it a bunch of retries, I'm in love again. The Josie Maran is what I was wearing when I bought this. And so that was SPF 40. So I would just like put that on everywhere, including my eye area, because it has SPF 40 and it's moisturizing. Hello, why wouldn't I? But this is so gentle. It doesn't irritate even my super sensitive skin around my eyes. Obviously, you're not going to try and put this on like all the way up here, but I have accidentally gotten it in my eyes before, and I wear contacts, so my cornea are protected, but also I didn't have any burning. So, and it wasn't like a ton. It was like whatever was on my finger, like almost all the way rubbed in. But it's really moisturizing. So if you have problems with dryness around here, especially if you're, maybe on a little bit of the older side or your skin is just super dry, or if you have any kind of medical stuff going on, I really like this stuff because it's moisturizing at the same time as it protects the skin from sun. And it does have some sheen to it. I feel like all sunscreen has a little bit of a sheen, but it's really not much. So it won't make you look like your eyes are weird and oily, So I love this stuff. So let's see, it's been about an hour. I've talked about all of my cleansers, my primer, and my sunscreens, and I think that's enough for now. So I hope this is of some use to you guys. Thank you for letting me chat at you. And yeah, let me know what you guys think and what else you want to hear about. And if you prefer videos or blog posts, because I'm still trying to find myself, aka find my blog style. So you have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.